Our game, congratulations on the 1-0 win against Payne. Did you at all feel that there was a difference in the preparedness between you and Payne because they were coming from the opening stage and you're jumping in at the elimination stage?
No, I'd say personally that there's an advantage actually if you come in from the later stages because you don't have like as recent of stuff for the other team to look at. Where we can look at their games and see that they've been grinding through the challenger stage to the legend stage, and we get more like fresh data from them compared to us where we're at boot camp adding a bunch of new stuff and stuff like that. So I think there's definitely an advantage kind of showing your hand later in a way.
And it's funny because like the conventional thinking among fans is that you get more land reps in, you're kind of more fresh at all, and you think that's completely different.
I say it's good to have the reps for sure. I mean, you're staying hot. You know what you're doing is working. But there's also an advantage, in my opinion, when you come in the later stage, like I said, because you're not like showing your hand right away, and you have like more fresh stuff compared to showing it all in the challenger stage and like close games stuff like that, and having to use like your playbook. There's always more to study if you come from the later stage, in my opinion.
That vertigo game was kind of interesting. Was there anything going on in the veto that made you guys want to hopefully land there, or was there another map that you guys were thinking it would come down to?
I'd say the only other map we thought was Overpass, but we like our Vertigo, and yeah, we expected to be Vertigo because it's also a good map for Pain, and they probably want that. But yeah, I'd say we expected Vertigo, and it's just a good map for us right now.
You guys have kind of had a slower start towards 2024. Were you guys at all worried about your form coming into this? Was there anything different that you wanted to focus on coming into the probably one of the biggest events of the year?
I'd say, we obviously came off a really high when the game first came out, and we all know what it takes to get to that level again. And we were just trying to figure out like what we need to do as individuals and as a team together to, find, back to our winning ways and really gather up some of that old form. And then, you just gotta have fun with the game, and and that's a big part of it. And yeah, just I see our practice has been going a lot better as well. We've been ironing out a lot more stuff, and yeah, I think the practice helps a lot because you have something to fall back to in the match when things aren't going too well. You can always fall back to what you've practiced. So that's why I always say you gotta build good habits in practice as well.
Now that you've had some chatter about less yapping, more shooting back, like tell me how that maybe have impacted you coming into the major.
Yeah, John tells me he's like, stop yapping, start shooting, because sometimes I get in this like IGL brain moment, even though I'm not in IGL, where I'm just like thinking of everything and trying to calm so much, I'm not focused on my crosshair, and then someone peeks me and I end up dying. And this has happened a few times now. It's just like, stop talking to this, just go shoot them. And ever since then, it's honestly been paying off for me. I think I've been playing pretty well recently, so I just gotta stop yapping apparently, keep shooting.
And finally, Brazil has really showed up here in this opening stage. They've now brought two more additional spots to the Americas. How huge is that for our region?
I think that's great because obviously, if we actually had 7 spots, then Liquid might be here as well, and maybe even another NA team like M80 or Nouns could even be here. So I think adding the 2 extra spots helps a lot for our region, and we're obviously rooting for all the Brazilian teams to make the next stage because it definitely takes like obviously you still got to perform well at the RMR, but it definitely takes like a load off your shoulder in a sense because 5 spots, is brutal with as you could see with the last RMR.
And now you're in the 1-0 pool. This is kind of a good start for you guys. You haven't usually been able to get into that 1-0 pool in past majors. What are you going to do to prepare for the second round?
We're gonna see who we play in the matchups. Obviously, I don't know how much time we're gonna have to prepare. Maybe we're gonna get some food, chill out, debrief the match we just played. But then it's full focus for the next team. And when we find out our opponent, we're gonna be, studying and doing what we can to make sure we're mentally ready for the game.
All right. Thank you very much.